Okay, hello everyone. So now I'm going to make a video about how to make faction wars a little bit easier for you guys, since everybody knows that update was released and now the faction wars are a little bit harder because the opponents tend to retaliate very quickly after your failed combos, so they like always blocking you and stuff. So it's a little bit difficult, especially for the beginners, to actually farm experience and these shards in the faction wars. So now I'm going to give you like some tips how to make it a little bit easier. Right, this is the first video about the Mortal Kombat game, so hopefully you'll find it useful. So first of all, what you're gonna do, you're going to make sure that you invest some talent points in your defense tree. So right now I've just reset all of my talents using this button, reset all the talents. So first reset is for free. So for example, if you started to play the game and you got some talents and you accidentally put some stuff into a fence tree or some support tree and it doesn't really work out for you, I advise you to go for the defense tree. So I had about like 45 or like 50 talent points, and that was just enough to get all the way to the end of this tree. And the skills that we need to master is Revenant. Of course, you probably seen it a lot of time in faction wars. It gains you a 30% chance to be reduced to 1 health point and gain 5 seconds of invulnerability on a player death. So that makes you a little bit more survivable, you know. So that's a tree that you must master, because all the time I encounter these enemies that have this Revenant ability. So you think you won, but actually you didn't, because the combatant gets a shield and now he can just punish you back. So this is a must-have. And another one is yet another shield. It's called Shinnok's Teachings. So after taking damage from a special attack, there is a 20% chance to apply a bone shield for 5 seconds. So that is very useful. So when the opponent uses any special attack, like 1 or 2, not X-ray, you get a 20% chance to get a bone shield for 5 seconds, and that means you are invulnerable as well. So you can punish them back and use your own special attacks. So in order to master this, you have to actually put put talents into the tree itself with the button add. So you have to add like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 points to actually get to the last branch, and 1 point into each of the branches. For example, you can use this mongoose stance, just 1 point, so you can actually unlock the tier 2, and the same with tier 2 and tier 3 and tier 4. So overall, to master all of this stuff, you will need 30 points to put in a tree itself, then 10 points to actually unlock Revenant and Shinnok's Teachings for the maximum. So 40 plus 1 point Red Dragon Training, Ghost Armor, 42, 43, 44, 45. So you need 45 talent points to actually get these 2 skills, all right? And the extra points you can actually go ahead and put into other trees, or you can actually put it into some useful talents like this, for example. Centurion Defense. It has a chance to reflect 100% damage from unblockable attacks. So for example, if you're sick of this MK11 Jade, as I am, she's absolutely garbage and bullshit and overpowered. When she uses her special 2 attack, which is unblockable, you have a 40% chance to reflect 100% damage from this attack. Or if you put it all the way up to the 5 tier, you will get even more percent. I think it will be like, 20% chance to reflect. So this is a great skill as well. Ghost Armor, if you take critical damage, you can gain 10% of the power. So this is not mandatory. You can maybe choose something else. So it's all up to you. But Centurion Defense, I think, is a very good skill. Defender's Bulwark is also good because you have chance to reflect half the damage of each hit while you are stunned. So there are some characters that can stun you, or when they attack in, for example, Johnny Cage, stun double. So this is a very good talent, all right? So this is the first tip: invest into the defense tree, especially Revenant and Shinnok's Teachings. So the second one, we are going to move on to the faction wars itself. All right. So what you have to be mindful of that the opponents like AI always blocks in the faction wars now. So what you need to do, you actually need to look through all of your equipments and find some stuff that can give you unblockable chance damage. All right, so for example, let's take a look at this stun double Johnny Cage, which is a good character. So I've got, for example, this Freddy's glove. All right, no, that's not it. So this is just chance, not this one. Let's go to another combatant, Sonya Blade, I think. All right, so Sonya Blade has this rusty chainsaw, and you can see it has 25% unblockable chance on basic attacks, and some other helps for Leatherface, but we don't need it. So what you're gonna do, you're actually going to swap all this equipment every time. So for example, you use your first team of combatants, and then you use your equipment for the unblockable chance damage, and after you win or lose 5 battles, you go ahead to another team and you swap this best equipment you have to the new team. All right, so you can just swap the equipment every time, and that's very good. So 25% unblockable chance on basic attacks, and it's not even fused, so it's just a regular chainsaw. All right, so this is a rare equipment, so you might not have it, but there are some other equipments that you might have. So let's take a look which other equipments can we have here. So chainsaw is actually good, right? Soul Elixir is also good because it gives you a recovery boost. And at Fusion X it reduces power cost on all special attacks, so this is a very good support equipment, but recovery boost is also fine. Hockey Mask, just health boost, so this is just random stuff, okay? The armor and the accessory is just random stuff. You can use the best you have, but pay attention to the weapon actually, because you need this unblockable damage. Sometimes you can use maybe something else. For example, for Cassie Cage, I like to give to my first combatant in the queue the Wrath Hammer. So I got lucky and I finally got my first Wrath Hammer in the equipment pack for 70,000 coins. So this is very rare. You might not have it, but what it gives you is a 1 bar of starting power. All right, so that is very good. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you the unblockable chance, but still very, very good equipment. So let's take a look at the equipment we have. So for example, if you manage to beat the Kitana challenge a little bit earlier this year, so you may have a Bladed Fan, which is also giving you 25% unblockable chance on basic attacks if it's not fused. All right, I have a Fusion 2, so it's 29% unblockable chance. It gives some more stuff for Kitana, but you actually don't need it. If you're fighting with another characters, you can give the fan to that character instead and then give it back to Kitana. All right, so that is very good. So you can use this. I think Sacrificial Knife doesn't work. No, it just only gives you a basic attack damage boost. So what other equipments does give you an unblockable chance? Let's take a look here. There should be revolvers. Yeah, Aaron Black's revolvers also give you 25% unblockable chance. And as I mentioned before, Rusty Chainsaw, Santa Blade is amazing. The second ability is not very good. It's just a special attack 3 X-ray boost. X-rays are not very common during faction wars unless you're a very experienced player and you have a team that has full bar at the beginning of the game. I can show you this a little bit later. So yeah, this equipment are very good. All right, so just swap the equipment. So use your best equipment and just swap them between your fighters. All right, all the time. Use your best equipment, so swap them. Shuriken is also very good, 25% unblockable chance, and this is a common equipment, X Fusion, so this is very common. So maybe you also have it like X Fusion or so, 25% unblockable chance. You can also use this one. All right. So yeah, that was about the equipment. So the next tip that I can show you, that you can make the battles a little bit easier if you use very, very low level character. All right, for example, you have 2 maxed out characters, well, not maxed out, but some good characters, and one you can use the very, very low level character. So for example, if I go fight online right now, quick battle, and I'm going to see which fighters are against me. So there's like some diamonds, some Melina, so pretty strong fighters. Not very like super overpowered, but still pretty strong. But what if I change the Sonya Blade for a very weak character? So let's see what happens. So I can go ahead, sort by attack, and get just a very low level, for example, Lin Kuei, like this, and go back to the faction wars, to the quick battle. And as you can see, now no diamonds here, so the characters may be a little bit weaker. Although I wouldn't say so, because they have like fusion 2, so still pretty decent, but Sub Zero is very weak. It only has like 5,000 health. So this is another advice. So you may use your 2 of your strongest characters, and then the third one is going to be like the very low level character, so it makes the fight a little bit easier. But this tip is not very reliable. If you use it on quick battles, it may work, but if you go to the 5 battle, I'm trying to confirm. Okay, if you go to the hard battle or even fatal battle, it may be a little bit more difficult. I never go to the fatal battle because you actually need to use souls to revive your characters, because they only last for 5 battles. So I always farm hard battles instead. So yeah, but you might want to go for the quick or normal battles, so it's all up to you. But hard battles is just the best way to farm these shards and to farm experience. Another small tip: try to not use level 50 characters or level 60 X fusion characters, because they cannot gain more experience, so you're just like kind of wasting the characters. So if you're at the beginner like me, because I only play in this game for like 2 months or so as you can see, I don't have a lot of diamonds. My only diamond is Sub Zero that I got from the Faction Wars booster pack, and it's only 41 level, no fusion, so my characters are not very strong. So I'm trying to maximize my experience in Faction Wars, so I never use my level 50 non-X fusion characters, and I almost never use my X fusion level 60 characters, because they don't gain any more experience, so you're kind of just wasting the experience here. So that's the logic here. But sometimes I use Ermac and Kotal Khan, maybe because they're so strong. And it's very easy to get this X fusion. Just farm these silver packs for 30,000 gold. Just farm, and until you get the point where you usually get the duplicates that you have to sell. For example, now there is my point. All of my most of my silver characters are X fusion, and there's some, for example, Kenshi, and there's also I think another one, Johnny Cage, that are still not X, but I'm not going to farm this, and Kitana as well. I'm not going to farm any more silver packs, because the chance of getting these exact characters are very slim, so I prefer just to wait until they appear in the shop, and I can get them for 55,000 gold instead. Alright, so yeah, that was another tip. So what other tips do I have here? Well, you can also try and composite your team as best as you can. So there is some very good team compositions that I can show you. For example, if you happen to have an Ermac, the gold Ermac, let me show which one, Master of Souls Ermac, and Kitana, Mournful Kitana, which was in a challenge mode before, you actually get to have Ermac with 3 bars of power, because this Ermac says it has a passive ability that starts with +1 bar of power for each Outworld teammate. So you basically need 2 Outworld teammates to give it 2 bars of power, and that is very good. And if you also combine it with Mournful Kitana, it says all Outworld teammates start with 1 bar of power, so it actually gives Ermac another bar of power. So it starts with 3 bars of power instead of 0. So that is very great. So this is like the best team for farming, because you can start with Ermac, especially if there is MK11 Jade on the other side, and you actually need to start with Ermac to perform the X-ray or Fatal Blow or whatever, to actually knock down this Jade because she's like very annoying. So I'm going to show you how it works right now. So we can use Ermac, we can use Kitana, and then we are going to use just one random Outworld character. So just any Outworld character that you like. For example, Eren Black, but it has like half the power because I used him to grind the faction wars. So maybe we use one of the Silver's Kitanas. It actually doesn't matter, but try to compose your team with as much special power drain attacks as possible. So this is the best attacks for the faction wars. For example, Kitana has the uplift that allows her to power drain your opponent. This is very crucial in faction wars because special attacks are very powerful there. So yeah, we can do it like this. Also stun special attacks that causes stun is also very amazing in faction wars. For example, we can have this Johnny Cage stun double, which when he tags in, he stuns the opponent, and that is very, very powerful in this type of matches. So try to use these combatants as well. So power drain and stunning effect are the most reliable win conditions right here. All right, so we've got this team, so let's see how it does in a quick match. Let's go ahead, let's see what we got there. So we got classic Sonya Blade, a very low level Kun Lao, and a little bit low level Scorpion. So yeah, Scorpion is the most annoying character right here, the strongest one. Let's take a look at this equipment. Not very good equipment. So yeah, but it has 14,000 power. So maybe we actually prefer not to start with Ermac and start with a classic Kitana, because we don't want to use X-ray on our opponent's Sonya Blade, because she's like only having 9,000 health. All right. So also don't forget to swap the equipment as I told you before. So let's go ahead there and give our Kitana some good equipment. For example, we can give her the Soul Elixir, we can give her a Wrath Hammer. So with the Wrath Hammer, she will start with the 2 special bars, because 1 special bars the other Kitana gives her, and Wrath Hammer gives her another +1 of power. And we can give her some kind of armor, for example, the Shao Kahn helmet. All right, and we want to give our Mournful Kitana some equipment as well, but she already has her Bladed Fan, which gives her unblockable chance on basic attacks and chance to reflect. All right, so yeah, I've already gone through all of this, so you understand. So let's go ahead and get to the battle. We can also give something to our Ermac, some accessory maybe. Let's see. I like giving him Soul Elixir, which now Kitana has, because it gives reduced power cost on all special attacks. So X-Ray will take only 2.5, half of the bar. And he also has this bladed whips. So yeah, I forgot to mention this. So if you're using this tactic with 3 bars of special, you might want to use equipment that gives a boost to X-Ray Fatal Blow attack damage boost, like these bladed whips. It's only 5%, but still good. All right, so yeah, let's move on to the battle and see how the deck does, right? Well, it's not actually the deck, but it's kind of like a deck. We got the cards. So we can try and take out this Sonya Blade right here with our Kitana. So as you can see now, Sonya Blade retaliates just immediately after our failed combo. So during the battle, what you want to do, you want to try, you see there is a shield, a Revenant shield that actually worked for me here. So there is a Scorpion. So what we want to do, we want to go to the Ermac now. So now we're just kind of blown out. Yeah, because I'm like playing with one game, because I'm trying to not mute my microphone or something. So as you can see now, Ermac starts with 3 bars of power, and we immediately take down the Scorpion, which was the strongest character in my opinion. And let's also try and block this. Yeah, I failed. Yeah, because I'm trying to speak during the video, so I'm just making a lot of mistakes right here. So let me just shut up for a little bit and try and win this game. Okay, got it. So during the battles, as you can see, the opponents tend to block a lot. And I mean a lot. They always block, and their blocking seem kind of instant, you know. So today I've started I've started the game in the morning, and I felt like they kind of nerfed faction wars back to normal, but still sometimes the opponents are very extremely fast and quick to block your attacks. So what you're gonna do now, actually, you try to utilize their blocking, so you instead block yourself first. So when you start the battle, don't just try and rush your combos, because the opponent is just gonna block them, and try to block in the beginning of the combat and kind of bait their attacks and then retaliate with your own combo when you block their own combo. Okay, so that is like the way to win. Try to block them and then attack back, because if you just attack into their block, you're gonna get punished with another combo of them, all right, or some special attack. So try to block more, all right. So there is a downside of this tactic I'm using right now, because my Ermac and Kitana are maxed out, so they don't get any experience. So only my silver Kitana gets experience points, and that is not very good. So I prefer not to use this team anymore, because I want to actually utilize the experience boost in the faction wars. And I'm trying to use other characters as well. But yeah, that's one example of the team that is very good in faction wars. Ermac, Mournful Kitana, and some other Outworld character as well. So there is other teams you can use that are very powerful as well. So the obvious one, of course, is MK11 Jade, MK11 Diamond Sub Zero, and another MK11 character like Scorpion, but I don't have him, but he is the best. And for example, Raiden. So this is a very powerful team. So let me show you how it works. So we are going to start with Jade, because she's absolutely broken. So you managed to get Jade before. So I don't have a Fusion 1 Jade. I only have like a regular Jade, but she's so freaking powerful. I hate her, but I love her, you know. So she's very powerful, because she just can single-handedly take out all the other team, because this, you know, dodging chance is so freaking unstable. Sometimes she can just dodge like 3 punches in a row, so that is totally unfair. So as you can see, she has some X-Fusion equipment, which are not very good, like this hood only gives a toughness boost. It's not a very good equipment, so we can give her something else. She also has this staff, which is also good for Jade, of course. I'm not going to change it to anything else. Amulet gives a resistance to slow and stun, and that is very good when you actually face another Jade, so you can resist the opponent's Jade slow and stun, because she gives you the slow when she gets this shadow embrace or something. So Amulet is very good. So let's try to play with this team. So this team is also very synergistic, because of the Diamond Sub Zero. It gives a lot of power to this team, because what it says is any opponent fighting against MK11 Sub Zero for 8 seconds get the frostbite, which is good, but the important part here is Sub Zero saving each MK11 teammate once by replacing him or her with an ice clone. So the ice clone explodes, dealing high damage and causing bleed. And that is very powerful with Jade, because Jade is so freaking awesome. It's very difficult to actually kill Jade. So when you're fighting against Jade, there is my tip for you. Try to use special attacks. So try to block her attack, gain some special energy, and then just use this special energy, preferably unblockable attacks, because attacking her fairly, like with some combos, probably not gonna work, because she's gonna just dodge like crazy and punish you back with her own combo, and that is very painful. So now we are going to try this team. MK11 Raiden gives resistance to bleed. Yeah, no, it gives a resistance to power drain to all of your team, to Sub Zero and to Jade as well, and Jade gives resistance to bleed to all of your team, and that is very, very strong. So I'm not going to swap any equipment right now because it's just gonna take so long, but maybe give something to Sub Zero though. I can give him a Wrath Hammer and maybe something else to give him an unblockable because it has another one, the fourth one slot for equipment, so I can give him some armor, and I guess I'll give him the Rusty Chainsaw again for some unblockable damage. Okay, so let's try and show up this team. So Jade is absolutely MVP in this game, so if you have a high level Jade, you want to give her the best equipment you have, because she's gonna wreck your opponents like in no time. So let me show you how she does it. Hopefully it will be a good match. So I'm trying to keep silence now and concentrate on the game instead. All right. So with Jade, actually, you don't really need to block a lot. As I said before, with other characters, you want to block in the beginning to try and punish back. But Jade is so good because she can dodge, so you don't really need to block, right? So you can just go ahead and attack. And another good part of the Jade that it can actually attack. Well, let me tell you this a little bit later. So he retaliates after I clear my combo. He retaliates, and then she misses because she dodges. So that's why Jade is so freaking powerful. And there's another thing that you might see here. So let me pause this game. So Jade, so there is a thing. Some characters, when they attack, just the regular combos, they just stand on the same spot, so they don't move there when they attack. So for example, when your opponent kind of pushed you away a little bit with a special or with a combo, so you're just a little bit further from them and you attack, some combatants, for example like Johnny Cage, maybe like Sonya Blade, they stand on the same place, so they don't move towards the opponent when they attack, when they're using the combos. And so what happens there, you actually fail to connect the attack because you're just standing far away from the opponent. But the Jade, every combo she has, she actually moves towards the opponent. And what I've noticed in the faction wars or any other battles, if you start your combo far away from opponent and then finish your combo next to opponent and actually connect the combo, they do not block. So they tend to block when your first hit is going to hit them, they tend to block this combo. But if you start your combo far away from them, opponent AI doesn't really block because it just sees that your combo started far away from them, so they don't need to block because you just like punch in the air. But Jade is constantly moving toward the opponent during her combo, and then she still gets to punish the opponent and connect and even get the combo breaker as well. So combo ender, I mean. So that is very powerful. So try to use the characters that actually move to your opponent when they're using the combos, because this is very helpful. All right, so let's continue the match. All right, I hate Kenshi. Kenshi is also a very strong character, but he's no match for Jade. So let's get the snare on him. So unfortunately my Jade doesn't really dodge a lot during this match, but still good enough. You see, there is a shield working here, so the shield that we just invested in, it actually, you see now, this shield actually prevented 2 special attacks from my opponent, and we managed to win this game easily, like easily, with MK11 Jade. That's why she's so freaking overpowered, so she's your best friend to actually grind through the faction wars. She's just so powerful. I can't even describe how powerful she is. And with these talents, like Revenant talents, she's so good. She's so good because you see, she just took down all of the opponent's team single-handed. All right. So yeah, so this is the final tip. Try to use the teams that are meaningful and synergistic to each other. So I've shown you two teams already. I've shown you one team with the MK11 characters, Jade and Sub Zero, the best characters right here. There's MK11 Scorpion is also very powerful. Unfortunately, I don't have him yet. Because I don't donate in this game, I don't put any money in it. I don't actually need it. So what other teams can I advise you to use? Well, there's a good combo with Kun Lao and some bronze characters, because Kun Lao, Shaolin Master Kun Lao, gives all bronze teammates plus 300% attack, health, toughness, and recovery, which is really good. But the game is kind of broken, so when you use this combo, for example, let's filter my cards to bronze, and I'm going to use like my strongest bronze characters, which are Monk and Johnny Cage. And if we go to the quick battle, we can see that probably our opponent will have an overpowered, yeah, you see there's like X Silver, 55 level, there's a 5 Fusion Scorpion, and there's another X Silver Scorpion. So this team is kind of strong, but our team is very strong as well, because Kun Lao giving 300% plus to the toughness, so it actually like multiplies to 4, which is a great effect. So your bronze characters will be extremely good here. So there is another good team you can use, but be careful with that, because the game can't really evaluate how good your team is, and it gives you like very strong characters. Sometimes it gave me like X Fusion Diamond characters, so that's just bullshit. So yeah. What other teams we can make? I'm trying to confirm here. Try to use the lords. All right, the lords are the characters, I call them lords, that gives +1 power to each other teammate you have with the same typing. For example, there are some lords for martial arts characters. Mournful Kitana is also a lord for Outworld characters. She gives +1 bar to all Outworld characters. So let's take a look. There's a martial artist, Shaolin Lord. All martial artist teammates start with +1 bar of power, which is very good. There is Kenshi Lord, which gives to all of the special ops characters +1 power. Where is it? There should be Kenshi somewhere around here. Well, you got the idea, right? So if you try to compose your battle as meaningful as possible, right? Try to maximize this power. For example, you can use this balanced Kenshi that gives all your fighters +1 bar of power. All right. So if you use Kenshi, try to use other combat special ops characters. So you can use this Johnny Cage, for example, and you can use Cassie Cage. If you're using Cassie Cage, try to use her with Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage as well, because she gets +50% attack if she teamed up with Sonya Blade, and +50 if she teamed with Johnny Cage. So yeah, pay attention to these stats, to their abilities, and use and compose your battle party accordingly, Alright guys, so I guess that's all of the tips that I got from this game. So I'm using these tips all the time to beat the faction wars. So as you can see now, the faction wars season just started today. It's, well, yesterday actually, 2 days left, 15 hours, almost 3 days left, and I'm already having 97,000 shards. Yes. And getting to 300,000 is not very difficult if you spend like 1 or 2 hours in this game every day, so that is not very difficult to do so. So yeah, try to follow my advices. All right, so try to swap equipment, go to this talent tree and use this Revenant talents and Shinnok's teachings talents. Try to compose your battle party as relevant as you can. Use some synergies, for example MK11 synergy, or using Ermac plus Kitana synergy to get Ermac 3 bars of power. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, and thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you learned new stuff, hope it was helpful. I'm sorry for my English, I'm not a native speaker of English, so yeah, kind of a little bit difficult to speak for a long time like this. Thank you for watching.